Hey everybody, it's Ryan with Pi Records, and I'm here with James, the drummer of Bear Away from the UK. How you doing, James?
Yeah, I'm not bad, thanks. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Um,
Good, good.
so you have a couple things out right now, but I want to talk about how Bear Away got together. If you want to start there.
Yeah, so it'll be last year, January time. We we were all sort of friends anyway, and then we sort of it's hard to think how it came about, like really, 'cause it just sort of like trickled together a little bit. Sort of just one friend to another. Oh, we should do something. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, that kind of thing, backwards and forwards. Then some demos got sort of sent about, um, and then that's how it sort of started. Really, there was Jacob, our singer, Dom guitar, Lewis on bass, um, a guy named Oz on guitar, and me on drums. And we just got together and sort of started jamming. Really, got some demos together. Um, yeah, that's sort of basically the start of it, really. I guess pretty standard, really. We've all played in bands together over the years, various
Oh, okay.
various ones. So like I used to play in a band with Jacob and the other guitarist Oz, years ago. Jacob used to play in a band with Dom years and years ago. Yeah, it's just about getting something going again. Just getting something we all enjoy playing, really.
So,
Um,
how exactly would you describe your sound? It's definitely got an indie feel, like a punk feel. But how would you describe it in your own words?
uh, yeah, I definitely sort of classify us as punk if you want to put if you want to go broad. I don't know what you would call sort of. There's so many subgenres of everything now. Uh, it's hard to exactly put a finger put a name on it. Sorry, but yeah, I mean, I guess it all just goes from our influences, really, of like Bouncing Souls, Hot Wild Music, Iron Chic, Menzingers, Ramones, um, anything really like that. Teenage Bottle Rocket.
Oh yeah.
There's so many, so many. But yeah, I guess it's just a amalgamation of all of that, really, and it comes out like Bear Away.
So, so, so who? Tell me a little bit about the Maker CD. I heard it. We promote it here at Pi Records, and we really like it. Would you like to tell me a little bit what that's like? What that's about?
The first EP, sorry, was that? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that came sort of from, we had maybe 7 or 8 demos when we first started, and then we sort of they got sort of mashed together a bit to make the 4 songs that are on that EP. We then just went ahead and recorded it, really, without playing any shows. We wanted to have something together to sort of show to for people to listen to before we even played it anywhere, so people knew sort of what we were about. Um, and yeah, we recorded that over a couple of months. So just did it all ourselves, like we usually do. We like that's what we're sort of trying to stay stay doing, keep it sort of DIY, really. But yeah, we did that, got that done over a couple of months. Uh, our friend Wayne at Disillusion Records, who then sort of put us in touch with David at Engineer Records, and sort of got that together and got that well distributed about for us. So
And
yeah, that's sort of the story of how I.
so you're working on something right now, is that correct?
Yeah, we're working on the album now, but we're hoping before that we can maybe get some singles out and hopefully maybe a split with some other bands as well. I don't know where we're at with that at the minute, but yeah, that's the hope. We're just in talks with a couple of people about getting something done with them as well. So hopefully before the end of the year, we'll have at least a couple of tracks out, and then an album early-ish next year, early mid next year, I would say.
Are you planning on a CD and vinyl release?
I would guess so. Yeah.
Okay.
Just see what we're going to do when we come to it. It's hard to know really what to do nowadays. Vinyl is coming back, isn't it? So
yeah,
that seems to be the way to go with it all. I don't know how well CDs do anymore, to be honest. Okay, I guess. But yeah, for definitely vinyl. We would definitely like to get something like that out. Be cool.
That's awesome. So how did you hook up with David at Engineer?
Yeah, so about 10 years ago, a band I was in called Failsafe for Tomorrow, we actually released one EP with David, Engineer. And that was done through Wayne again at Dissolution Records. He's a friend of he lives about 15 miles away in Bridlington, which is just down the coast. He put out our very, very first EP of my old band. And then he put us in touch with David, Engineer, who got us sort of passed about and promoted, as he has done with Bear Away. But yeah, that's sort of how I knew of him. And then sort of when Bear Away came about, it was just sort of Wayne who wanted to do something with us, and then got in touch with David to see if he wanted to come on board with it as well, which of course he was like, it was exactly his music, exactly what he wanted to, he likes to hear, likes to listen to, he likes to play in his bands. So yeah, it's good to have sort of two people on board who really know what we want from the music we play, really.
So how is COVID affecting your writing process and everything right now? Are you focusing more on writing? Are you planning dates for the upcoming year?
To be honest, we've been more productive during COVID than we have been any other time. We've got quite a lot of writing done. It's quite easy to send demos backwards and forwards to each other. We've all got sort of basic recording things, so it all just gets sent about really. As for dates, it's hard to know what's going to happen, to be honest. As of sort of about half an hour ago, UK's just restrictions have been tightened again. So we don't know, to be honest. We're not really focusing on anything live at the minute, because you can say we'll book something for April next year and then it might not happen at all. So it's just going to be a wait and see, to be honest, on the live front. But now, which gives us more time really to focus on the writing and recording for an album.
I think that a lot of bands are using that as time to build for their next thing. And it makes a lot of sense, because you can't play, and then by the time you can play, you have something to hand out at your shows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's great to I think it's great just to have that time to. You don't have to focus on the live stuff so much, and you've got that time to stop and write a load of stuff and figure out what works again, and yeah, get ready to go when we can, and just get everything planned. I think that just goes for sort of life at the minute, really. Oh, it has been for a lot of people, really. Just chance to stop and reflect on everything and get ready for when everything opens and gets going again.
Yeah. Who would you say is your main influence on the drums?
When I was younger, the main punk guys were sort of well, punk bands, if you want to go for these, like NoFX, Bad Religion. That's the real punk side, and then but I listened to a lot of like the pop punk, Blink and New Found Glory, Green Day, you know. So that's, I wouldn't say there's one guy that really does it, but just the general scene, just the general sound of punk drumming. It's just fast and loud and raw, I guess.
Yeah.
Not that you don't really need to worry too much about the technical side of it. That's sort of one thing we said, I think from everybody's point of view when we started this band, is we didn't want to do anything too flashy, if you want to put it like that. We just wanted it to be good songs, just simple songs, just catchy songs. Just keep it like that. Don't have to go 100 miles an hour through everything. Don't have to go in technical, strange time signatures or anything like that. Just just keep it simple, keep it catchy, and write good songs.
What do you think the new album is going to sound like when it's all done? Is it going to be more like Maker, or has it gone in a different direction?
I would say we've grown definitely as a band, been playing together. So been near like a year and a half, which I know it's not a long time, but going from sort of writing that EP at the beginning, that was like a couple of months, and then having all that time together and learning to play with each other. So there will be growth in that, but I think generally it'll sound like us. I don't think it'll be a huge surprise, but I think it'll be slightly different, but not straying too far away from what's come previously, really.
It's great, and that'll also be on Engineer, right?
Yeah, that'll be on Engineer. I don't know if we're going to maybe try and hopefully get somebody else involved. I'm not quite sure yet, but yeah, definitely we want to stick with Engineer. Probably Disillusioned as well. They will probably do something with us. Stay involved. Want to keep Wayne in the loop. But yeah, definitely those two, because they've been there from the beginning with us. So we want to keep things, I say local. Wayne's local, David's sort of at the bottom of the country, but keep things together, sort of from where we were at the beginning.
That's great. Well, we're gonna wrap it up, but I do want to ask you: is there anything else you might like to mention that we haven't touched upon before we close up shop?
I don't think so. No, nothing other than sort of expect something within the next couple of months. Definitely. Hopefully a single that's going to be on the album, and then there'll be a split towards Christmas time. There's no set date on that, so we're not sure. But yeah, and then the album springtime-ish next year.
Great. Well, I want to thank you very much, James, for talking to us. We love your guys' music, and
Yeah.
I hope for nothing but the best for you.
Yeah, thanks. That's great. Thanks very much.
Okay, I'll see you later.
All right. See ya.